Hello everyone. Today I have with us the high grade Zogok. This is the Operation Capture of Jaburo version. So it is the MSV version of what you saw in the Unicorn OVA or series, and it's the pretend version of what you would have seen if it was in the 1 Year War. It was never broadcast in the show, so of course we didn't really get to see it, but this is what it would have looked like back then in the in that era. So I think it looks really cool. This is one thing that I really like. I think it has that vibe of 1950s horror movies, you know, with the silly robots that have that low-tech look, that postmodern, futuristic kind of look. It's silly, where, you know, the head is just in the torso, but then so was the Zogok, and so were some of the other amphibious units. But I just really like the way this one looks. This is a premium Bandai unit. With that said, there isn't anything extra or different about this one than the one that came in the Unicorn version. So it is what it is there. The exception being, of course, the colors. You do still get all the same features and accessories that you got in that set. So you're going to have the movable eye, which you just kind of tip this over. Let me show you that real fast. You kind of tip this over to open it, and you can move that eye whichever way you'd like. We're going to leave it right there near the middle. He has the sword in both clear and in dark gray. Let me see if I can close that again. Clear and dark gray. So this is the clear sword, of course. I will be painting that a bright orange. And then you do get the dark gray sword, which is the inactivated version. It also includes a hand that isn't the holding hand. That's this one here. So it's similar to this one. You also have the extension and the holding hand for this side if you wanted to use that. And it comes with the two Sturmfausts, they call them. Really cool rocket propelled grenade there. And then each of these little fins here is another weapon. You get these little boomerang. I think these are the silliest aspect of this mecha, but it's a really cool little piece, and you can use that as a weapon in his hand. Last thing that they included was another sticker sheet, and that is this little one here. And this is a sticker sheet. It's not decals, it's just stickers, which is a little disappointing. I hope I can find ones like this. I like the arrows. The shapes here are pretty nice and very Zionic. I believe these ones go on the feet. It does have a guide on where you should put them if you wanted to use them. That would be the most appropriate way to put them on, but I would rather use some water slides because these ones do have an issue with showing the edge on pretty substantially. That said, this one would, I think, do really well with a set of paint and just a quick coat of the same colors that it has, just to hide nub marks and things like that. It does have an interesting look though, and I think with the coat of paint showing some weathering, I think it would be really cool. That said, let me go ahead and cover the articulation. There is some bit of articulation. I just showed you the eye moves, the eye cover moves, so there's that. But the arms do have an articulation point inside where they are a ball joint inside, into a polycap inside there. And then, so you got that ball joint. And then you have these different attachments here. This one is on a hinge joint, so you can move it this way. And then this one, there's a polycap inside here, but that's meant to hold the hand. So what you'll do is you'll take that off, and you'll move this up to here instead of using this extension. But the extension is for when he's using the sword. So otherwise it is a little stubby. Then on the leg, you have 2 pieces with the poly cap in between, so you get that hinge inside here. Very simple. And then that is a poly cap, so you can of course rotate it right here. These are hinged, but you can't actually articulate them. Inside here you can. So you get a nice knee connector there. It's actually double jointed, so you get the top one and a bottom one inside there. So you can get quite a lot of bend for how chunky that looks. It would be nice to have an articulation point in between there, but it isn't necessary because you get everything you need with that big knee. Inside here is a very typical Zeonic joint, so you have the poly cap on a L-shaped piece, so the one goes into the poly cap, which is smashed between these 2 pieces, and then a ball joint down below, and that gives you the articulation for the foot, and you can move that up and down on that hinge. But very simple, very effective articulation for what it is. But it is a Zeonic aquatic unit or amphibious unit, so you're not getting a lot out of that. And then, of course, you have the very small connector here. You can rotate that if you'd like, but realistically, it's supposed to be up and down, and it has a locking pin to confirm that position. So a key there. I don't know a lot about the Zogok. I know I liked what it looked like in Unicorn, the red one. It was really cool. I don't know a lot about its development. I know it was specifically designed to attack the Javero base compared to some of the other units that they used to go about that job. But other than that, it's a mystery to me. Between him and the Jaguar, I am Jaguar, something like that. I do like that they got produced as model kits. They are very unique looking mecha, and I really enjoy the fact that they're putting out things that aren't necessarily mainstream, just Gundam. It was a very easy build, surprisingly fast. I did it in less than an hour, which for a snap build isn't that long, but it isn't that short either for a high grade. So it's not overly simple, it's not overly complex. It's a very good beginner mobile suit. I think if you get the more common Unicorn version, that would be just fine. Nothing wrong with that one. Plus you get a cooler colorway. This one is pretty ugly in terms of an ugly green and a very weird light blue. I like the light blue, don't get me wrong, it just doesn't look really good with that dark green. And the Sturmfausts are a little unusual colored too, but I think that's a normal thing for Sturmfaust to look like. In any case, I think that would be it for this one. There isn't a lot to it besides the fact that it was P Bandai and it wasn't terribly expensive for being a P Bandai unit. I would recommend getting it if you see it reprinted anytime soon. I would not pay more than $25 for it. I think I paid $23, and with the shipping that goes up to $33. So if you can get it with anything else when you're ordering, definitely do that, because it's really not worth much more than that. That said, it will be a nice presence on my shelf where I have my aquatic units, my amphibious units, Zeonic units in general, because they are a really cool, unique looking craft. But that will be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me, but more than likely you'll see my stuff. Bye-bye.